Have you ever wondered what gives tomatoes, watermelon, and pink grapefruit their bright red color? Behind that vibrant pigment lies a powerful compound, lycopene. More than just a colorant, lycopene is a potent antioxidant linked to heart health, cancer prevention, and even skin protection. But what exactly is lycopene? How does it work in our bodies? Where can we find it? And what does science really say about it? By the end of this video, you'll understand why this red pigment is much more than just color. It's a molecule that might be quietly defending your health every day. Lycopene is a natural pigment, a carotenoid found in plants, and that is responsible for the red and pink hues in many fruits and vegetables. Carotenoids are a family of compounds that include beta-carotene and lutein, which you might recognize from carrots and leafy greens. While some carotenoids, like beta-carotene, can be converted into vitamin A, lycopene cannot. Instead, its power lies in its ability to neutralize free radicals, unstable molecules that damage our cells through oxidative stress. Chemically, lycopene is a long chain of 40 carbon atoms with 11 double bonds, and it's these double bonds that allow it to quench free radicals so effectively. Among dietary carotenoids, lycopene is considered one of the most potent antioxidants. The story of lycopene starts in the early 20th century. In 1910, German chemist Richard Willstetter first isolated lycopene while studying pigments in tomatoes. For decades, it remained a curiosity of plant chemistry, mainly an interest to chemists. But in the late 20th century, researchers began to notice something interesting. Populations who ate a lot of tomato-based foods had lower rates of certain cancers and cardiovascular diseases. That observation led to a wave of studies exploring lycopene's biological effects, and it quickly became one of the most researched plant compounds in nutrition science. So, how does lycopene actually work? Lycopene acts primarily as an antioxidant. It neutralizes reactive oxygen species, ROS, which are generated during metabolism, pollution exposure, or UV radiation. When left unchecked, ROS can damage lipids, proteins, and DNA, contributing to aging and diseases like atherosclerosis and cancer. But lycopene does more than just neutralize radicals. It can also modulate gene expression and reduce inflammatory pathways. Some studies suggest it helps regulate the expression of enzymes involved in detoxification and cholesterol metabolism. Interestingly, lycopene is lipophilic. In other words, a fat soluble that dissolves in fats, not water. That's why it's best absorbed when consumed with dietary fats, like olive oil or avocado. For instance, tomatoes cooked in olive oil can yield up to 3 times higher lycopene absorption than raw tomatoes. You can also add a drizzle of olive oil on your tomato salad. It makes the nutrients more bioavailable, and it's also delicious. Once absorbed, lycopene travels through the bloodstream bound to lipoproteins, mainly LDL and HDL, and tends to accumulate in fatty tissues like the liver, adrenal glands, and prostate, as well as in the skin, where it provides protection against oxidative stress and UV damage. Unlike some antioxidants, humans cannot synthesize lycopene. We have to obtain it entirely from our diet, which means the color on your plate directly affects the antioxidant defenses in your body and explains why eating a variety of red and pink fruits and vegetables is so important. The richest source of lycopene is tomatoes and tomato-based foods, especially cooked ones like sauces, pastes, and soups. Cooking actually helps release lycopene from the plant's cell walls, making it easier for your body to absorb. So a serving of tomato sauce or soup can give you more usable lycopene than raw tomatoes. Other great sources include watermelon, pink grapefruit, guava, papaya, and red bell peppers. A typical Western diet provides anywhere from 3 to 10 milligrams of lycopene per day, while the Mediterranean diet can reach 15 to 20 milligrams daily. There's no specific deficiency disease linked to lycopene, but low intake may contribute to higher oxidative stress levels. People who eat few fruits and vegetables or avoid red and orange produce may be missing out on its benefits. Since lycopene works synergistically with other carotenoids and antioxidants, diets rich in colorful plant foods, like the Mediterranean diet, which is rich in tomato products and healthy fats, naturally provide abundant lycopene and promotes better antioxidant defense and overall health. Over the last few decades, scientists have examined lycopene's potential in several areas of health. Let's look at what the evidence says. A human trial published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that lycopene supplementation significantly reduced LDL oxidation, one of the first steps in the development of atherosclerosis. Other studies have shown similar antioxidant effects, suggesting lycopene may help protect blood vessels from oxidative damage. However, meta-analyses show mixed results. While lycopene can reduce markers of oxidative stress, its effect on actual cardiovascular outcomes, like heart attack or stroke, remains unproven. One of the most studied areas is prostate cancer. A 2011 meta-analysis published in the British Journal of Cancer found that men with higher lycopene intake had about a 10 to 30% lower risk of prostate cancer. Another large prospective study in the Journal of the National Cancer Institute found a similar trend for lethal prostate cancer. The men with the highest lycopene intake had roughly a 28% lower risk compared to those with the lowest. But not all studies agree. Research in cancer epidemiology, biomarkers, and prevention reported no clear association between serum lycopene levels and total prostate cancer risk. So while the evidence is promising, it's not definitive. Lycopene may play a protective role, especially as part of a diet rich in plant compounds, but it's not a magic bullet. Lycopene also seems to help protect the skin from UV-induced damage. A 2011 German study found that participants who consumed tomato paste daily had 33% greater protection against UV radiation compared to a control group. That's why lycopene is often called an internal sunscreen, though of course it doesn't replace actual SPF. When it comes to pregnancy, RCTs testing lycopene to prevent preeclampsia did not show benefit and reported more adverse outcomes in the lycopene groups. Pregnant people should stick to food sources unless advised by their clinician. Lycopene is also available in supplements, often in capsules made from tomato extract. Even though lycopene supplementation is generally well tolerated, most experts recommend getting it through whole foods. That's because fruits and vegetables contain other compounds that enhance lycopene's absorption and effects, a concept called food synergy. Food synergy is the idea that nutrients and bioactive compounds work better together when you eat them in combination, boosting absorption, stability, or overall effect. When lycopene works alongside vitamins C and E, polyphenols, and other carotenoids, its antioxidant power is significantly stronger. It's important to remember that diets rich in plant foods are consistently linked to better health overall. Only use supplements if diet is insufficient or for short targeted periods of time, always with professional guidance. So the next time you enjoy a bowl of tomato soup, a watermelon smoothie, or a slice of guava, remember, you're not just enjoying color and flavor, you're giving your body one of the most efficient antioxidants found in nature. Lycopene shows us that food is more than fuel. It's information for our cells, and it reminds us that color in food often means nutrition. And when it comes to reds, nature truly knows best. This video is intended for informational and educational purposes only and should not replace professional medical advice.